Welcome back to the show, folks. Time now 6:23. In other news, it looks like the National Women's Soccer League is making some pretty big changes to its national anthem policy after last weekend when the team actually knelt during the national anthem for a protest. Now, the NWSL announced on Monday that players will no longer be required to be on the field during the anthem. If they choose, players can actually remain in the locker room during the ceremony. The league commissioner even says that the anthem will continue to be a part of each game played and that they will, quote, support each player's right to express their individual views. And if you are one of the many people who subscribe to YouTube television, you're going to need a little more money to pay for it. Yeah, Google is raising its price for its television subscription service to $64.99 a month, an increase of $15. Now, this new price takes effect immediately for new members. Existing subscribers will see the hike on July 30th billing cycle. Google said in a blog post, the new price reflects the rising cost of content and the complete value of YouTube TV. I see you, YouTube. And finally, the nation's largest retailer making a pretty bold statement, nixing that All Lives Matter t-shirt. All right, so Walmart will stop carrying All Lives Matter merchandise on its website. According to USA Today, the company says that it's putting its emphasis on Black people and other people of color whose lives are being impacted by ongoing racial injustice. Now, the move comes after hearing from employees, customers, and social media backlash in the wake of the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Rayshard Brooks, and many, many more.